Hey, everybody, this is Lorraine,
And Jennifer?
and today we're going to talk about your competitors.
Yes. Like, who do you compete with in the market?
One of the things that I find so interesting is even in commodity businesses, I'll run
Mhm.
into business owners who go, I don't have any competition. Nobody does it the way I do. Great. Do you have 100% market share? No. Well, then you don't. Then you have competitors.
Well, I think even if you have let's say, a brand new product or service that maybe doesn't exist, you still have a competitor in the sense that you're competing for money that you want them to use on your product or service. So you still have a competitor. They just might not do exactly what you do.
And that is so I always think of competitors in three categories. The first are the people that do exactly what you do.
Yeah.
One marketing agency against another marketing agency.
Right.
Those are level ones. Level twos are people who solve the problem your customer has in a different way. So let's say again, let's stay with the marketing consultant. Your client is a business owner who wants to grow. They can hire a marketing company. They could hire a business coach. Both of those solutions
Yeah.
will help them solve the same problem in very different ways.
Or they can hire somebody internally.
Or they could hire somebody internally. Any one of those three
Yeah.
solutions. And so you need to know who are you competing with. But then there's that sneaky third level of competition. And this is where you are competing for dollars against somebody who doesn't even solve the same problem. But
Hmm.
that company has convinced your customer if you only have $50, you need to spend it on this problem, not that problem. And you're really competing against other problems and not competing solutions.
Now, I think of a fourth one.
Okay?
Now, my fourth one is going to be who you compete with in search engines, on social media attention, and who is, out there and what they're doing. Like, you have to look at those competitors too, because if you just looked at the first three, then you might actually miss that, oh, I actually compete with Amazon in this space. Like, or I compete
Yes.
with this company or that company.
And I think the online sort of amplifies the different types of competitors,
Yeah.
but it's a different way of looking at it. And a lot of service businesses think about, you know, everybody knows me and they know this company and this company and these are my competitors. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
When we had this with one of my clients, a national company was running Google Ads
Yeah.
saying that they were my client. And
Oh,
so
wow.
when you clicked on the ad,
Yeah.
you wouldn't get my client, you would get this national company. And the landing page you even went to was just a book an appointment
Yeah.
site. And so is it ethical? No. Is it
No.
happening?
Yeah.
Yes. And there are things you can do. It is it's a long process to get those ads taken down, but
Yeah.
you can complain to Google. You can go to the company that they're misrepresenting themselves, but that is real
I
competition. It sucks, but it's
yeah,
out there.
I think sometimes people make the mistake of that your competition is someone that is of equal size and of equal like number of employees, revenue, and I think with online, like that has leveled that playing field in a lot of ways where
Mhm.
you could be competing with much smaller companies, and that's just the reality.
And when you are a small business, one of the advantages to being online is you can make yourself look bigger and you can actually compete with much larger companies. And
Yeah.
so it goes both ways. You have the opportunity to be a force in the marketplace if you're
Yeah.
creative and clever, and you shouldn't be limited when you think about who your competitors are,
Yeah.
I think one of the most important things to do with every customer, every sale that you make is ask them who else was in their consideration set. I know you hired us. I'm thrilled that you hired us. Who
Yeah.
else did you talk to?
Yeah.
Who did you like?
Yeah. It's important to know that information because it will help you, in our last, shows that we've done, like unique selling proposition is if you know who you're competing with, then you know what they bring to the table and you're able to position yourself differently in
Mhm.
order to secure the sale.
Absolutely. Um, if I know that I'm competing against a company that is data driven,
Hmm.
I'm competing against your company, and I know that you are seriously being considered, I'm going to
Yeah.
talk about my data capabilities. However, if I am competing and I am routinely losing sales to a company that focuses more on their creative execution, and
Right.
I want a piece of their business, then I better be talking about my creative execution or my strategy
Yeah.
and talking about that point of difference. And honestly, it needs to be what you do well, and then
Yeah.
you need to be able to defend it. If I'm talking to a company, I'm talking to a business, and they actually are like, "Oh, we really love this company. We love all their advertising." Like, you know what? That's all great, but award-winning advertising doesn't sell product.
I think the other part of this conversation on knowing who your competitors are is you don't want to know who your competitors are just to copy what your competitors do. It's more
No,
of a competitive intelligence of this is how they are doing it. It doesn't mean that's what you do. In fact, you need to do something different or you're not going to be unique in the market. It's just understanding the market and how you're trying to sell your company.
absolutely. And the other thing is that as you look at your competitors and you look at what they do well and what you do well, there is also an opportunity possibly for some co-opetition.
Yeah.
You may find a company that, yeah, on the surface they look like they compete with us, but you know what? They're good here, we're good here.
Yeah.
How do we bring those two pieces together to
It
dominate in a
helps you
larger
get
market?
yeah, it helps you get better at what you do. That's why for me, like even if, somebody I might consider my direct competitor, I'd love to have a conversation with them. I want to know, what are they doing?
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the advantages. We are in the Indianapolis market, and the Indianapolis market is different. It is way more collaborative than markets around the country, and that's not just me being arrogant. You and
Yeah,
I were both. You and I were both in a mastermind group of agency owners from around the country, and they were
right.
amazed at the fact that there could be 3 or 4 members of the group from the same city who could talk openly about their business.
Yeah. Well, because we're smart.
Absolutely. And take advantage of that when you find, and it doesn't mean that you have to share all your secret sauce.
No, no, no. That it's about having an open mind. For me, it's about having an open mind that my way is not always the best way and that I can learn from every person that I interact with. And that might be my competitor and that's good.
Absolutely. All right. So, what I want you to do is, I want you to look outside your business this week. I want you to make a list of 5 companies that you think do what you do well when it comes to serving the needs of your customer, and figure out why.
All right. Take care.
Bye now.